across the heart of Europe lies a city of emperors, royal dynasties, and magnificent palaces. A place where golden halls shine beneath crystal chandeliers, grand gardens stretch beyond imperial walls, and every street feels frozen in the glory of a royal empire. Far beyond the modern world of today, Vienna stands as a timeless kingdom of elegance, history, and cinematic beauty, where legendary palaces like Schönbrunn Palace and Hofburg Palace continue to tell stories of power, luxury, and royalty. Welcome to Dynamic Expeditions. I'm Aditya and this is episode 125, Top 10 Royal Palaces of Vienna Austrian Crown European Castle. Let's begin. Today's 10th Vienna famous palace is Augarten Palace Crown Sparkles. Hidden within the elegant city of Vienna, Augarten Palace is a peaceful Baroque masterpiece surrounded by beautiful royal gardens and timeless imperial charm. Built in the late 17th century during the Habsburg era, this palace became an important part of Vienna's royal history. With its elegant white architecture, symmetrical pathways, and quiet atmosphere, the palace feels like a hidden royal retreat frozen in time. One of the most fascinating facts about Augarten Palace is that the world-famous Vienna Boys Choir performs here. If you plan to visit, early mornings are perfect for peaceful cinematic views and fewer crowds. The best time to explore the palace is from April to October when the gardens look their most beautiful. Ticket prices are around €12 for adults, €6 for kids, and €10 for senior citizens, approximately 1,100 rupees, 550 rupees, and 920 rupee INR. And for travelers exploring Vienna, average daily travel costs range from €70 for budget trips to nearly €220 for luxury experiences. Today's 9th Vienna famous palace is Palais Ferstel Sparkles. Located in the heart of Vienna, Palais Ferstel is a breathtaking Venetian-inspired palace known for its grand arches, luxurious cafes, and elegant royal interiors. Built during the 1860s, this magnificent palace quickly became one of Vienna's most prestigious aristocratic landmarks. With glowing chandeliers, marble corridors, and stunning European architecture, Palais Ferstel feels like a palace straight out of a royal fantasy movie. The atmosphere becomes even more magical during winter and Christmas, when the palace shines beneath festive lights and elegant decorations. One fascinating fact is that diplomats, nobles, and aristocrats once gathered here for important royal events and meetings. If you visit, this palace is perfect for cinematic cafe shots and luxurious interior photography. Ticket prices are around €10 for adults, €5 for kids, and €8 for senior citizens, approximately 920 rupees, 460 rupees, and 730 rupee INR. Today's 8th Vienna famous palace is Liechtenstein Palace European Castle Sparkles. Hidden within the elegant royal streets of Vienna, Liechtenstein Palace is one of the city's most luxurious and underrated imperial treasures. Surrounded by beautiful royal gardens and filled with priceless artworks, this magnificent palace feels like a secret kingdom of European royalty. Owned by the princely Liechtenstein family since the 1700s, the palace became famous for its stunning Baroque architecture, golden interiors, and grand royal staircases. Every hallway inside feels ultra-luxurious, creating an atmosphere that looks straight out of a cinematic historical film. One incredible fact about this palace is that it holds one of Europe's finest private art collections, featuring masterpieces collected over centuries by the royal family. If you plan to visit, guided tours should be booked in advance because public access is limited. The best season to explore Liechtenstein Palace is during spring, when the gardens become especially beautiful. Ticket prices are around €22 for adults, €10 for kids, and €18 for senior citizens, approximately ₹2,000, ₹920, and ₹1,650 INR. Today's 7th Vienna famous palace is Lower Belvedere Glowing Star Sparkles. Located within the royal heart of Vienna, Lower Belvedere is a breathtaking Baroque palace filled with elegant galleries, artistic beauty, and imperial charm. Built during the 18th century for the legendary Prince Eugene of Savoy, this palace became one of Vienna's most important royal residences and cultural landmarks. Surrounded by beautiful gardens, glowing fountains, and perfectly designed pathways, Lower Belvedere feels like a magical European kingdom frozen in time. The palace's luxurious interiors, royal halls, and artistic atmosphere create a dreamy cinematic vibe that looks straight out of a historical fantasy movie. One fascinating fact about Lower Belvedere is that it once hosted grand imperial celebrations, royal gatherings, and prestigious art exhibitions attended by aristocrats and nobles from across Europe. If you plan to visit, sunset is the perfect time to experience the palace at its most beautiful, as golden sunlight transforms the gardens and fountains into a cinematic masterpiece. The best season to explore Lower Belvedere is between May and September, when the palace gardens are filled with vibrant colors and warm weather. Ticket prices are around €17 for adults, free for children under 18, and €14 for senior citizens, approximately ₹1,560 and ₹1,280 INR. Today's 6th Vienna famous palace is Albertina Artist Palette Crown Sparkles. Right in the heart of Vienna stands Albertina, a royal palace that was once home to Habsburg royalty and now stands as one of the world's most prestigious art museums. Overlooking the historic streets of the city, this magnificent palace blends imperial elegance with artistic brilliance in the most cinematic way possible. Built in the 1700s, Albertina carries centuries of royal history within its walls. What once served as an aristocratic residence has now transformed into a global art treasure house, showcasing masterpieces from legendary artists like Picasso, Monet, and Da Vinci. Walking through Albertina feels like entering two worlds at once, one of royal luxury and another of timeless creativity. Golden interiors, grand staircases, and world-famous galleries create an atmosphere that feels both powerful and deeply artistic. One of the most fascinating facts about Albertina is its extraordinary art collection, making it one of the most important cultural landmarks in Europe. If you plan to visit, weekdays are best to avoid crowds and enjoy a peaceful experience. The palace is open year-round, making it perfect for any season in Vienna. Ticket prices are around €19 for adults, free for kids, and €15 for senior citizens, approximately ₹1,740 and ₹1,370 INR. A perfect blend of royalty and art. Albertina is where history and creativity meet inside one cinematic masterpiece. Today's 5th Vienna famous palace is Schloss Laxenburg. 3 European castle sparkles. Just outside the imperial heart of Vienna lies Schloss Laxenburg, a magical lakeside palace surrounded by lush forests, royal gardens, and peaceful waters that reflect centuries of Habsburg history. This place feels less like reality and more like a hidden fantasy kingdom carved into nature itself. Once used as a summer retreat by the powerful Habsburg emperors, this palace became a place of rest, celebration, and royal leisure. Emperors would escape here from the formal life of the city, enjoying long summer days surrounded by nature, water, and silence. The most magical part of Schloss Laxenburg is its castle island, a small royal structure sitting in the middle of a calm lake, accessible by boat. The reflections of the palace on the water, combined with dense green forests around it, create a cinematic atmosphere that feels straight out of a fantasy film. One fascinating fact is that Emperor Franz Joseph, one of Austria's most famous rulers, spent part of his honeymoon here, adding even more romantic history to this royal destination. If you visit, boat rides around the lake are a must. They offer the best cinematic views of the palace. The best time to explore is during summer when everything is green, vibrant, and alive. Ticket prices are around €15 for adults, €8 for kids, and €12 for senior citizens. Approximately ₹1,370, ₹730, and ₹1,100 INR. A hidden royal escape surrounded by nature. Schloss Laxenburg is where imperial history meets cinematic fantasy. Today's fourth Vienna famous palace is Upper Belvedere Sparkles European Castle. Standing proudly above the royal gardens of Vienna, Upper Belvedere is one of Europe's most breathtaking and photogenic imperial palaces. With its grand Baroque architecture, massive symmetrical gardens, and artistic elegance, this palace feels like a masterpiece built for royalty and cinema together. Constructed in the early 1700s for Prince Eugene of Savoy, Upper Belvedere quickly became a symbol of imperial luxury and power. Over the centuries, it transformed into one of Austria's most important cultural landmarks, attracting travelers and art lovers from all around the world. What makes this palace truly magical is its perfect symmetry and elevated skyline views over Vienna. From aerial drone shots, the gardens, fountains, and palace pathways look almost unreal, like a royal fantasy kingdom designed with absolute perfection. One fascinating fact about Upper Belvedere is that it houses Gustav Klimt's legendary masterpiece The Kiss, one of the most famous paintings in the world. Inside the palace, royal luxury blends beautifully with world-class art and history. If you plan to visit, early mornings are the best time to experience the palace peacefully and capture cinematic crowd-free visuals. The ideal seasons to explore Upper Belvedere are spring and autumn, when the gardens are filled with vibrant colors and soft golden light. Ticket prices are around €19 for adults, free for children, and €16 for senior citizens, approximately ₹1,740 and ₹1,460 INR. A royal masterpiece of symmetry, elegance, and artistic beauty. Upper Belvedere truly feels like one of Europe's greatest imperial wonders. Today's third Vienna famous palace is Hofburg Palace Crown Fire. At the imperial heart of Vienna stands Hofburg Palace, one of Europe's most legendary royal complexes and a symbol of power that ruled Austria for more than 600 years. Massive in scale and filled with imperial grandeur, this palace feels less like a building and more like an entire royal kingdom hidden inside the city. Hofburg became the home of the mighty Habsburg dynasty, one of the most influential royal families in European history. Over centuries, emperors expanded the palace into a gigantic complex filled with royal chambers, elegant courtyards, grand libraries, museums, and ceremonial halls. What makes Hofburg truly magical is its cinematic atmosphere. Walking through its enormous courtyards and luxurious interiors feels like stepping directly into the world of kings, emperors, and royal dynasties. Every hallway, chandelier, and staircase reflects centuries of imperial power and luxury. One incredible fact about Hofburg Palace is that the complex contains over 2,600 rooms, making it one of the largest and most important royal residences in Europe. If you visit, the Imperial Treasury Tour is one of the best experiences, showcasing priceless crowns, jewels, and royal artifacts once used by Austrian emperors. The most magical time to explore Hofburg is during winter and Christmas season, when Vienna transforms into a glowing Imperial Wonderland filled with lights and festive markets. Ticket prices are around €21 for adults, €13 for kids, and €19 for senior citizens, approximately ₹1,920, ₹1,190, and ₹1,740 INR. A palace of emperors, dynasties, and royal history. Hofburg truly stands as the imperial soul of Vienna. Ode's second Vienna famous palace is Schönbrunn Palace. Glowing star European castle sparkles. Standing as the crown jewel of Vienna, Schönbrunn Palace is one of Europe's most iconic royal residences, a breathtaking imperial palace filled with golden halls, massive gardens, and timeless luxury. Built as the grand summer palace of the powerful Habsburg dynasty, it later became the royal home of Empress Maria Theresa and one of the most important imperial landmarks in Europe. What makes Schönbrunn truly magical is its glowing yellow architecture and enormous royal gardens that look straight out of a fantasy movie. From aerial views, the palace's symmetry, fountains, and endless pathways create one of the most cinematic royal landscapes in the world. One fascinating fact is that Schönbrunn Palace contains over 1,400 rooms, showcasing the incredible scale and luxury of the Habsburg Empire. If you plan to visit, arriving early is highly recommended to avoid huge tourist crowds and experience the palace peacefully. The best time to explore is between April and October, when the gardens are at their most vibrant and beautiful. Ticket prices are around €29 for adults, €21 for kids, and €26 for senior citizens, approximately ₹2,650, ₹1,920, and ₹2,380 INR. A masterpiece of imperial elegance and royal beauty. Schönbrunn Palace truly feels like the heart of Vienna's royal empire. Today's first Vienna famous palace is Schönbrunn Gloriette Sparkles Crown. Built in 1775 as a symbol of Habsburg imperial power, the Schönbrunn Gloriette stands high above the royal gardens of Vienna, offering one of Europe's most breathtaking panoramic views. With glowing royal architecture and stunning sunset scenery, this majestic structure feels like a cinematic masterpiece above Vienna's imperial kingdom. Electric light bulb fun fact. The Gloriette was built purely to showcase the prestige and glory of the Habsburg Empire. Travel tips. Visit during sunset for the most magical golden hour visuals and skyline views. Calendar best time to visit. Summer evenings blackson with rays. Money back ticket price. Adults €9, ₹820 INR. Kids €4.50, ₹410 INR. Senior citizens €7, €640 INR. So that was the end of episode 125 of Dynamic Expeditions. From the imperial halls of Hofburg Palace to the breathtaking royal beauty of Schönbrunn Palace, Vienna truly felt like a kingdom frozen in time. Crown European castle sparkles. If you enjoyed these magical royal palaces, tell me in the comments which Vienna palace amazed you the most. The most interesting comment gets pinned. Push pin. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications bell because episode 126 is coming with royal historical monuments around the world. Adventure never ends. New journeys, every day at 7:45 p.m. only on Dynamic Expeditions. Globe showing Europe Africa sparkles.